Chicago Bears Now is presented by Rex MD. If you're having struggles in the bedroom, no worries. RexMD is going to help you out with branded and non-branded Cialis and Viagra. Go to rexmd.com/chat. The number one leader in men's telehealth is RexMD. All right, we got some updated free agent targets for the Chicago Bears. Welcome into Bears Now. Let's go ahead and jump on in here. And my top free agent target, pretty clear at this point. Yannick Ngakoue, the edge from the Colts, who I just don't really understand why he is not more highly touted. I mean, everywhere he goes, he is the epitome of consistency. Like, I get he's probably not the best run stopper out there, but the Bears need guys that can get after the quarterback, and that is what Yannick Ngakoue can do. 8+ sacks in all 7 years of his career. He's still in his late 20s. He's young enough. Bring me Yannick Ngakoue. I want to see him rush the passer in Chicago. I don't care if it's a 1 or 2 year deal. Doesn't matter to me. Hopefully the price is dropped as he still has been available in NFL free agency. Ryan Poles, if you get Yannick Ngakoue, we're going live here on Bears Now. I hope it happens. Bring him to Chicago. Now, if you want the Bears to sign Ngakoue, type me down below. I want to set a comments record on today's video. If you want the Bears to land Ngakoue in NFL free agency, go ahead and type me. Let's go to another edge here, and that is Frank Clark, who is still fairly young too. I believe he's 29. He'll be 30 this year, and he's a great playoff player, a proven performer in the postseason for Kansas City. Had 10.5 sacks over 12 postseason games, 2.5 during their Super Bowl run this past year. He is great when the lights shine the brightest. Now, this is a younger team trying to build. He's been a little underwhelming at times in the regular season for Kansas City, so take that for what it's worth. But Ryan Poles knows Frank Clark from being in the Chiefs front office. He should know what Clark brings to the table. Don't know how he feels about Frank Clark, but you do have that connection. On a short-term deal, I would absolutely sign up for Frank Clark. How about Leonard Floyd, who obviously the Bears drafted back in 2016 as a top 10 pick, had some decent years with the Bears, goes to the Rams, and I would say has the 3 best years of his career in terms of pass production, over 9 sacks in each of the 3 seasons, 10.5 in his first year there, but still 9 this past season. May not be a great scheme fit, to be honest, and we know that Poles has mentioned that before. He mentioned that with Orlando Brown on the offensive line. Leonard Floyd's been strictly a 3-4 edge, but again, 1-2 year deal, if it's a reasonable price, he knows how to get the quarterback, and he's a great run stopper. I think you could do a whole lot worse than Leonard Floyd. Let's go to the secondary now. Rock Ya-Sin, who spent this last season with the Las Vegas Raiders, ironically in a trade involving Yannick Ngakoue. I think he would be a quality cornerback to add as a CB2. Talk about another corner and compare the two in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about our sponsor, Rex MD, the number one leader in men's telehealth. You can get started at rexmd.com/chat. Fellas, do you sometimes have confidence issues in the bedroom? Are you kind of lacking that confidence that you need? Well, sometimes we get nervous. Sometimes we have a little bit too much to drink, and the stick shift can't get going quite into drive, if you know what I'm saying. Have no fear. Rex MD is here. They're going to help you out. They are FDA approved and the most trusted leader in men's telehealth, and they have sponsored today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. They've made it simple, easy, and cost-effective to help all the men out there last longer and feel more confident in the bedroom. They make getting generic and branded Cialis or Viagra easy. It's all online. The prescription, doctor visit, don't have to go in person. It's all going to be handled online. rexmd.com/chat, and they're offering their best deal ever with up to 90% off and only paying $2 per dosage when you use rexmd.com/chat. They'll ship it discreetly to your door. Again, you don't have to leave your house. Get going once again in the bedroom. rexmd.com/chat. That link is in the comments and description of today's video. All right, let's get to the other corner I referenced. That is Sean Murphy-Bunting, who spent the last 4 years with the Bucs. Rock Ya-Sin has 4 years of playing experience, 3 with the Colts, 1 with the Raiders. You compare the two, and their numbers are quite similar in a lot of areas. Bunting has made more plays on the football in terms of creating turnovers. Rock Ya-Sin's probably the more consistent player, but they both have 4 years of playing experience, some as a starter, some as a backup. But I think if you need a somewhat proven CB2, these two players fit the bill opposite of Jalen Johnson. If you want to keep Kyler Gordon and nickel, I would like Rock Ya-Sin or Sean Murphy-Bunting on this Bears defense. So pick one for me. Type RYS for Rock Ya-Sin, or type SMB for Sean Murphy-Bunting. Who would you rather have at CB2 on this Bears defense? I'd be cool with either. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. 5 more players here. Let's talk about Isaac Seamalo. And on day 1 of NFL free agency, there was a report that the Bears were interested in Seamalo. Obviously, they went on and signed Nate Davis, who's going to start at either right or left guard. The offensive line very much in flux. Ryan Poles mentioned Cody Whitehair could play some center. I do want to make it clear he did not declare Cody Whitehair the starting center. Lucas Patrick's still in the mix. They could draft someone. This is kind of my very unproven depth chart, if you will. Like, there's a lot of moving parts here. Right tackle's obviously up for grabs at this point in time. The only way signing Seamalo makes sense is if they cut Cody Whitehair and or Lucas Patrick and move Tevin Jenkins to right tackle. There's been a thought that maybe Jenkins kicks back out to tackle. If you sign Seamalo, you could go with Seamalo and Davis as your guards, and then Cody Whitehair or Lucas Patrick could be your center, or you could draft somebody. So I think the only way you would sign another starting caliber guard is if Jenkins kicks to tackle. We'll see if that were to actually happen. Go ahead and subscribe to Chicago Bears Now for the best content on YouTube. At least we are proud of our content, and I appreciate all the new subscribers during free agency. Turn on your notifications. I know we have a lot of new subscribers. Click the noti bell and select all. That way you never miss a video here on Chicago Bears Now. Don't miss any of it. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Keep it rolling here. Let's go to Poona Ford if you want to continue to beef up the defensive line. Obviously, the Bears added Andrew Billings on Thursday, but Poona Ford is a solid player. I think he's definitely more of a one-tech, so you could have him and Billings be your one-tech rotation. Good year last year. 35 tackles, had 3 sacks. You like that from a one-tech defensive tackle. Couple of pass breakups. Just plays hard. He is a relentless player. Does some of the dirty work like Billings is going to be able to. I would like a Poona Ford and Andrew Billings kind of rotation at one-tech, and then you can kind of focus on edge and 3-tech for the rest of that defensive line. Let's go to Isaiah Wynn now. I want to get to an offensive tackle. The offensive tackle class is certainly thinned out quite a bit, but he is a serviceable player. I think on a 1 or 2 year deal, he can make sense. And I do want to make this clear. If you sign Isaiah Wynn, that does not have to mean that he's for sure going to start. I expect the Bears to draft an offensive tackle. Ryan Poles at this point in time will almost certainly draft one, whether it's at pick 9 in a trade down, 2nd or 3rd round. I think he will take one on the first 2 days of the draft with hopes of it being a starter. But even if he does, Isaiah Wynn provides insurance, or he can be a swing tackle for you as well, as one of our other studios is going crazy live right now. But I think if Isaiah Wynn's cheap enough, at worst he's your swing tackle. If you need him to start, he can start for you also. Who will be the Bears' 2 starting offensive tackles in 2023? I'm very confident one of them will be Braxton Jones. Maybe you think it's going to be Tevin Jenkins at the other spot. I don't think that'll be the case. I think it's likely a draft pick. Let me know what you guys are thinking on this one. A couple more here. I want to mention Donovan Smith. I won't mention a ton of time. He really struggled in 2022 with penalties, but he's a veteran left tackle. If he can get back to pre-2022 form, he'd be decent, but only way I'd sign him probably is if he could kick to right tackle. I wouldn't move Braxton Jones to right tackle for Donovan Smith. Like, if you want to draft Paris Johnson or Peter Skoronski and play him at left tackle and move Braxton Jones over, that's a different story. But Donovan Smith is over 30 years old. That's not a player I would flip Braxton Jones to right tackle for. Jadeveon Clowney back to the edge position. Just want to mention him as well. I'm not sure he's someone the Bears would be interested in. Not that he is a locker room cancer or anything like that, but there's a reason he always hits free agency. He's a free agent for the 5th straight year. Why is that? I don't know. Didn't play that well in 2022. He's a good run stopper, okay pass rusher. I'd be fine on a 1-year deal, but that's pretty much all he gets these days. He's not someone you commit multiple years to at this point in his career. All right, guys, appreciate all the support here on Chicago Bears Now. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, keep up with what I'm doing over there, at HGramNFL on Twitter, at HGramNFL on Instagram. We're having fun here on Chicago Bears Now and on social media. Appreciate the support. We'll see you guys soon, and bear down.